Welcome into NHL Tonight, first shift for Friday, December the 5th, 2025. E.J. Hradek here alongside my good friend Kevin Weekes.
What's up? Thanks for having me back. It's been too long.
Oh, but you're a busy man.
Great to be here with you on this show.
I gotta give you a shout out. You were doing the Chicago-Vegas game on Tuesday night. And with our buddy Steve Leaves.
Yeah, with Leaves, yeah.
And you guys did a great job. It was a great game, but a lot of energy. My brother sent me a note, Weekes, he's losing it. And I said, yeah, he gets a little excited sometimes during these games.
Thanks to your brother, too.
But there was a lot of things to be excited for in that game.
Was unbelievable.
So it was fun. So it was good to see it.
Thanks for the kind note.
Our guy, J.D. Lindbergh, is back.
JD.
He had the day yesterday. He was working the Amazon show. He's a very busy man.
Nice.
Very, very busy. But he's back with us today.
Nice. Always good to be with you, EJ. And Weeksy, don't be a stranger, man. You were the original co-host on First Shift. So.
Well, thank you. I can't be a cockroach. I can't just show up.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, get involved.
I can't be a cockroach. I got to get the invite.
Get involved.
Yes.
That's right. Keith, why don't we show the folks what we got coming up on First Shift this afternoon? Going to play a little bubble hockey later on. Team Canada got some tough choices at forward. Run a couple names by you guys. And then Weekes' World with Kevin in the house. You're plugged in. What are you hearing around the National?
Fun.
As always, we are available on YouTube and YouTube Music as an audio-only podcast. But hey, first things first, you went to a hockey game last night.
Yes, I did. I was out at UBS Arena for the Islanders and the Avalanche. And there's Kyle McLean, who played a very good game last night. Our buddy Johnny Mac's son. He had his first goal last night of the season, and the Islanders got off to a good start, and they rolled to a 6-3 victory. That was not a good goal there that Mackenzie Blackwood gave up. That was a pretty goal that Barzal scored. And, shout out to everybody at UBS Arena, because the people that work out there are just some great people.
I agree.
One of the friendliest group of people you're going to find. So thank you to everybody out there. You can see the Islanders in the last 14 games going back to that long road trip. Look at this, 9-4-1. Scoring, not giving up that many goals. The penalty kill, that was like a disastrous last year. The Islanders' special teams were not good. Their penalty kill in these last 14, that's been a difference. And of course, Weeksy, as you well know, when you get saves, and Sorokin has been really much better. He started out the season, it was dicey. He's played much better. .930 save percentage for the team. They're playing very well right now.
I really like the Islanders. They're playing a more energized game. We knew they needed to be faster. We've been talking about that right here on the NHL Network for the last 3 years. They need to be quicker. They need to have more pace. Certainly a healthy Barzal really takes that to the next level. You saw that in person last night. But as a team en masse, I like the way their team is playing. They're playing a more connected game. They're playing a faster, more up-tempo game. And they're more fun to watch. It's been successful.
Yeah, and, talking to some people around the team that have been kind of paying attention to the Islanders the last couple of years, their D-zone coverage has been better. The guys have kind of figured out what Patrick Waugh and his staff wants. Their neutral zone play, same thing, has been better. So that's the good news for the Islanders, and we'll see if they can keep it rolling. They got Tampa Bay coming up this weekend. But, I wanted to go out there for a couple of reasons. I have the Avalanche and Flyers are playing on NHL Network Showcase on Sunday. I'm doing the game. Mike Johnson will be with me. You are, I don't know where you're going to be.
I'll be somewhere.
You're busy, I guess. You'll be back the following week. Yeah. But I wanted to see the Avalanche in person, and I wanted to see Matthew Schaefer in person, because even he played briefly in the World Junior last year, but he got hurt so early. I've never really got to see him play in person, and wow. I mean, he's such a unique player. He's kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
He's all over the ice. He's long. He's got a long stick. He skates. It's almost like he floats on the ice. Like he's such. The only guy that I've seen in my lifetime that skates kind of in a similar way would be Scott Niedermayer.
That's what it's like.
And so you can see here, fewest games to reach 20 career points among the 18-year-olds, and it's a short list there.
Yes.
So really fun to watch. And you know what? With this team too, he's kind of, because he's everywhere in his skating ability, he could be a one-man breakout for the Islanders. So as you know, as a goaltender, Weeksy, isn't it nice when the puck is not in your end?
Big time.
Right? It makes a big difference. And so he can get them out of trouble with just his natural ability, which is amazing. And he played more than 25 minutes last night.
That's a lot. I agree with everything that you just said. And to that point, in Schaefer, they get somebody that's not only mature beyond his years as a young man and as a person, but also on his on-ice game, his product, and what he brings to the table. Think about how impressive you've got to be to play for Patrick Waugh, to not just make the team at 17, But to be the number one D-man, arguably, in terms of minutes played and playing in all situations, and to be as adept defending that young on the defensive side as you are attacking. I mean, that's huge. Think of the players Patrick Waugh's played with.
Yeah.
You know how many of the great players Patrick Waugh's played with?
Yeah.
Going back to Montreal with the great Chris Chelios, who I was with the other night. Shout out to Chelly. And then, of course, all the other guys in Colorado, Ray Bourque, Sandis Ozil. I mean, we can go down the line.
And guys he played against, too, that were
That's
great
right.
players.
And Team Canada's, all those Team Canadas.
Yeah.
So that's how impressive, as you saw firsthand, Schaefer's been to earn those minutes. It's really special what he's doing.
Yeah, he's on average, he's averaging 3 more minutes than any other defenseman on the team.
It's incredible.
He's leading the team in time on ice. At that age, like I said, barely 18 years of age. He turned 18 in September. Really, really impressive. So the Islanders rolling. We'll see how it goes. The Avalanche continue the road trip. They got the Rangers on Saturday. Then they got the Philadelphia Flyers on Sunday. How about Connor McDavid last night?
Big, huge performance for Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers last night on home ice. You know, they needed another statement game. Things are choppy in the Pacific because the Anaheim Ducks have played well. The San Jose Sharks have played well. They're eating up a lot of the points.
Hold on. Let me just stop you for a second. What about these unis last night?
I love those.
The Oilers.
I love those.
I like those too.
I love the cream.
Straightforward, simple.
Yes.
And you could see the numbers. You could
Correct.
Very clean.
Yes.
I like that.
I love the cream. It has a nice retro feel to it. And the colors pop. To your point, the colors pop off of them. I think they look great, but big time performance by Connor McDavid last night for sure, no doubt.
So hat trick for McDavid. You can see the point leaders in the league, and McKinnon is 46 points. He's at the top of the heap, and then you got the kids there: Celebrini, Bedard, Carlson. How about Jason Robertson? We know he's been scoring goals, but he's been adding assists as well, so he's moving up the ladder. But there's Connor McDavid in his usual spot, and who's to say, by the time it all ends at the end of the year, if he isn't at the very top spot. Certainly Nathan McKinnon is playing great hockey right now for Colorado, but Connor's doing his thing. I mean, he needs help from some of the other pieces there in Edmonton. And maybe they're on a homestand now. Maybe they can start to build on this. I mean, they lost 1-0 to Minnesota the other night. I mean, I guess they got Wallstad.
Well, they got Wallstad.
They got Wallstad there the other night. But we'll see if they can move in the right direction. You can see the schedule coming up. They got the Jets. Jets will be a second of a back-to-back. Then they got the Sabres, Red Wings, Leafs. I mean, those are winnable games.
They are. And just to kind of go back a step, to rewind a half step, that board that you just showed, you worked at World Juniors every year.
Yeah.
Every one of those guys that was on that board played World Juniors.
Yeah.
In the top 5 scores that you just showed in the National Hockey League.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
From Jason Robertson right across the board.
That's why we love having the World Junior Tournament here on the NHL Network. We do, I'll be calling the Team USA games with Tony Granato, but to see all the great talent, and I go back, I remember the first time I talked ESPN into sending me to the World Juniors after I came out of the kind of scouting world with Dallas. And I said, this is a pretty big event. And they sent me to Winnipeg. It was 2 weeks.
Huge.
In Winnipeg in January, December and January. But got to see the Sedins and Luongo and Scotty Gomez. And like all those guys, their whole careers are over now. But, that's where the talent, you see a lot of the talent at the World Junior Championships. And some guys, they just kind of bypass it seemingly because they're that good. But at any rate, there's a look at the league leaders board again.
Every one of those guys played that.
Yeah, of course.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's what stuck with me. But to get back to Edmonton now, sorry.
But let me just I'll follow up on that quick. Because years ago, when Bob Gainey was managing the Dallas Stars, I always used to pester Bob Gainey. And Bob Gainey had he was one of those guys that
for sure.
Have a minute, Bob?
Yeah, exactly.
Because he just had a stature about him, right? And I was a younger guy then.
Yeah.
And so remember one time he took the old record and guidebook they had.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he would go through the leading scores from the year before, and he would say, first overall pick, third overall pick, second overall pick. Like, his point to me was, just like you made that point, the top players, the top point producers, they rarely come out of nowhere.
Exactly.
They're on the radar. And even then, 25, 30 years ago, when you didn't have you didn't see as much.
Yes.
Now, even then, that's where the high-end players come from. So I guess no surprise. It's disappointing when you have a pick like that and it doesn't become one of the players, which we have seen. But the Oilers, we'll see if they can keep it moving.
They need to get points on this homestand.
Yeah, no question
about it.
Critical for them. Luckily for them, the West and the Pacific Division, keep them in the mix a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the Tampa Bay Lightning and their game last night, because it was a kind of crazy finish. And, you know, they scored a goal. It was reviewed from Toronto, and they overturned the goal. And afterwards, they weren't happy in Tampa.
I guess there's a couple things. Okay, did he mean to do it, or was it deflected? Was there an advantage gained or not? And you could really debate whether an advantage was gained. Did Brandon Hagel direct that puck knowing exactly where it was going? No. Would you sit here today and say Brandon Hagel was maybe protecting his face from a puck hitting it or protecting some part of his body? If I threw this microphone at you right now, would you put your hand up to stop it? Hell yeah, you would. All right? So there's a spirit of the rule. Was that the spirit of the rule from him taking it in the face? If that, okay, let me do that. And I think that's where we get that wrong. And that's not what happened. And he didn't direct any pucks. That was a bang play. There were tons of guys around it. Turned out we got it first. A lot of the game developed after that, and then the puck went in the net. So is that a really frustrating one for me? It is. I think you read the rule book, which we did, and then you try and dissect what happened in the play, and then you take it all into consideration. It's laughable that got overturned. And but in the end, it did, so can't cry over that. Bottom line is we should never put it in that situation anyway, so that's our bad that we got to that situation. But I think in the spirit of the rule, come on, that's a goal all day.
Oh boy, John Cooper's he's got to be one of my favorites.
Masterclass.
He's one of my favorites of all time.
Masterclass.
I think because first of all, you know he has the legal training.
Of course.
Right. That was like he was like giving the summation.
Absolutely.
Like that could have been in an episode of one of these shows on
Law
TV.
and Order.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Like he should be a guest on Law and Order
Brilliant.
one time. Just play like a prosecutor who has a short little spot. He'd be perfect. He laid it out really nice. I don't necessarily disagree with him because, like, sometimes we've parsed this game into such small pieces sometimes that it's a little too much. Now, I did some homework today. Apparently, there's a different view that they have in the situation room, and it appeared that, like, to them, that the puck is going this way. He directed his hand towards the puck, and then the puck did go to the Tampa Bay player, right? I mean, I understand where John is at. Like, you know, come on, we're really slicing this thin. That said, though, I liked his analogy. If I throw this microphone at you, would you put your hand up? Now, I could argue, if you throw that microphone at me, John, I might duck to get out of the way. And in that particular case, for Brandon Hagel there, right, he could have moved out of the way and let the puck have the puck not hit him. But what did he do? He wanted to keep the puck in front of him in some way. Why? Because you don't want the puck leaving the zone.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't disagree with John in terms of the idea that, like, I do think we're cutting this thin. And, you know, if this had happened at the 101 mark instead of at the 58-second mark with left in the game, the Penguins are not going to challenge that because it would have been a tie game. If they lose that challenge, which they could, it'd be a power play. But because it was under a minute left in regulation, it becomes a situation room determination. And, you know, maybe they got, I don't know. I think that would have been good for me, but I think there's a lot that went on there. And unfortunately, the rules are the rules. They're written in black and white in the rule book, which I have right here.
I think you guys both made some great points, you and Coach Coop.
Love Coop.
Me too. As somebody that got paid to catch, you know, that kind of becomes the fabric. You don't really want to be ducking that much, but it's an option. But to your point,
to his discussion, like if you threw the microphone at somebody in the crowd, right? Yeah. Like they could just duck.
They could.
Get out of the way.
You could duck.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm thinking in Hagel's case, Chicagoland kid.
Yeah.
Might have grown up playing some baseball.
True.
You know, there's a lot of American players.
Yeah, no, you're right.
A lot of American-born players have, right?
Instinct.
And just that instinct to be able to, hey, let me just try to bat that down. So I think it was one of those 50-50 plays, but I do agree with you guys, and we're slicing it a little bit thin. And listen, you know, you said it on the Zoom, and I have to say it. I'm the president of the goal union. You know, I'll always advocate for the tenders.
Yes, you will.
But in a play like this, to maintain credibility, I'd like to see that called a goal.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
that's it was kind of a crazy game. But like Hagel had an interesting night, and we just had Julian Brisebois yesterday, and he just talked. He called Brandon Hagel one of the top wingers in the world, and I think it's hard to disagree with him.
Hard to argue.
I mean, he has been that good of a player. We had him the other day for the showcase game. Now he makes a turnover here, like it's a play where he has the puck and he kind of is going to give it back to Kucherov, and he doesn't realize that Malkin is there. Malkin takes off, and he's in alone, and Malkin does what Malkin does in these situations. He scores. And so, because of that play, John Cooper ended up sitting him in the second period for a stretch of time. And, that's why I love Coop, and I love good, strong coaches that, like, that's the message. When you, like, Hagel's one of their best players. He's always working.
Yeah.
But if he has to be accountable, everybody has to be accountable, right? But third period, Hagel back into the mix, and he got 2 goals, and he was involved in a lot of the good things that happened. So, that's hockey sometimes.
For sure. Listen, at the end of the day, we talked about this the other day, you and I, where it's been a long time that John Cooper's been there, and he hasn't been gifted. He's the longest tenured coach in the league. And when he first was hired, sometimes you hear these people like, it's an uncharacteristic, it's a unique hire. What was he doing, NASCAR?
I know.
What are you talking about? He's won.
He was winning at every level.
He won at every level. Every level.
Yeah.
He was on the radar as the next guy,
Yeah.
and he's come in, and he's been able to cultivate, establish, and maintain that standard of excellence in Tampa.
Yeah.
And it hasn't dropped.
No.
It has not dropped. So I think a lot of that is part and parcel to that coaching that you were talking about yesterday with him, with Hagel, and just in general, what he expects from his team and what he demands of them. And for the most part, those guys hit that standard, which is a testament to him and the staff there.
Yeah, interesting night because the Lightning just came back from their long road trip.
Yeah.
And first game back, sometimes trouble. The Penguins had a 3-0 lead. The Lightning tied it up. Penguins took the 4-3 lead. They looked like they had the game-tying goal, got wiped out, overturned, whatever you want to say. And Lightning will be back at it against the Islanders on
That's a big matchup.
Saturday night.
That's a big matchup.
Yeah, because just played.
Looking forward to that game.
Looking forward to it. We got a little news about Charlie McAvoy. This from Joe Haggerty. McAvoy said he won't be eating solid foods until the 6-week mark following facial surgery. He said he's lost 20 pounds since getting hit in the jaw with a slap shot. Maybe I should get hit with a slap shot. Drop 20 pounds.
Me too.
I've done that, but
Good for you.
but
Keep it
still.
going.
At any rate, lots of soup and ice cream, tried chicken and potatoes in a blender, did not work out. That would be weird. We hate to see any players injured.
Yep.
And certainly a high-end guy like Charlie McAvoy, hopefully he's going to be able to get going. But that's going to be part of the issue for Charlie, right, is that he was injured. He's at a certain playing weight. Now he can't eat. He's losing weight. Yeah, like for me, I could joke about it. I could always lose a few pounds, right?
Yeah.
But the bottom line is for him, you're playing in the National Hockey League. You got to be able to play at the right weight. You can't be out there too light. So these are things he's going to have to worry about as he moves towards getting back playing again.
This is a big parallel that I'm going to pull here. For a lot of you, this was the best season of baseball we've seen in years in Major League Baseball this past year. Remember when Mookie Betts got sick in spring training?
Yeah.
And he dropped almost 30 pounds.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
And Mookie Betts,
He's already small to begin
He's
with.
already slight.
Yeah.
And already a very
pounds.
integral
How?
player for the Dodgers. One of the best players in the league.
Yeah.
And you think of that baseball season, how long it is, and then going all the way to winning the World Series, and Mookie Betts so central to that. But for McAvoy, the reason why I draw that is 2 different body types, but 2 very big-time players.
Yeah.
So for McAvoy, how does he figure that out? Does he say, okay, well, maybe let me try to regain 15, or do I try to regain 12? But here's the good thing that we got to remember. His sister is a strength and conditioning coach.
That's right, yeah.
Right? His sister's been the strength and conditioning coach for the Rangers, or part of their staff.
Part of the staff,
Part of the staff there. So I'm sure they'll be consulting, obviously, the people in Boston. But it is a great point.
And I can
it's
attest.
a great point.
I can attest. It is easier to put on weight.
So we all?
I
can attest to that.
Lose weight.
Of course.
So, but Charlie, take care of yourself, my
buddy.
friend. Get better.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll get you back on the ice as soon as possible. We come back. We're going to take a look at the slate tonight. Got some good games on the schedule, including the Red Hot Caps taking on the Ducks. Tonight's games. We'll look at them all next on First Shift. take a look at Friday's schedule. 5 games on the slate. Devils at home tonight, taking on the Golden Knights. We'll have that one for you right here on the NHL Network at 7 o'clock. Tune in. The Jets at home against the Sabres, 7 o'clock Eastern. 8 o'clock, Dallas Stars back at home, taking on the Sharks at, as I said, 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock, the Canucks hosting the Mammoth. And then at 10 o'clock, good one out west, the Ducks and the Red Hot Capitals. Let's start with the Devils and the Golden Knights. Golden Knights beginning a little trip here, a swing through the East. You just got to see them out west. But, like, I want to start with the Devils. They've been, I mean, since Jack Hughes went out, it seems like they've lost their way. And they got off to such a good start, particularly at home. But you can see the numbers without Jack Hughes, 4-6, and not scoring as much, and also giving up more goals. And the power play down a little bit, as you might expect.
Yeah, it's been hard to figure because the Devils were great on home ice all season long.
They didn't lose. I think the first 8 or 9 games.
Yeah, they were 9-1-0 or whatever they were at home. And for whatever reason, of course, the departure of Jack Hughes, who's a superstar in my mind, it's changed everything. But what I wonder with the Devils is what's up the sleeve of Tom Fitzgerald? What's cooking?
Yeah.
What's cooking?
What is cooking?
I know everybody around the neighborhood, every time I go here, grocery store here in Jersey, wherever we go, they're asking, what's going on? What's going on with my Devils? Our neighbor Roy, the Devils.
Yeah.
All right, well, is it going to be the Quinn Hughes play?
Yeah.
Are they patient? We're waiting to see what they're working on potentially with the Quinn Hughes play. And the reason why I even asked that, and it's not like facetious, they need help.
Yeah.
And it's kind of slipping the other way pretty quickly. So I'm curious to see. And I like their team, but they need some pieces. And in the absence of Jack Hughes, it's pretty reflective in those numbers.
Well, Quinn Hughes would be a huge piece.
Massive.
The puzzle, but then what do you give up? And if that deal happens, and it seems like it's there.
Give it all up.
Yeah, look, boy,
we're going to get Quinn Hughes.
Give it all
up.
All right.
Anyway, go ahead, E.J.
Give it all up.
Well, you know what I mean.
Wow, that's a lot.
Give a lot up.
Give a lot up.
You got to give a lot up to get a lot.
Yeah, because he's, right now he's still under contract. So the sooner the Canucks trade him, I think the more likely they would get significant assets back.
Sure.
If they wait until near the end, right, what's the incentive for anybody to be in the mix? So we'll, unless you can sign him.
Yeah.
Right? And the Devils seemingly, we think, because there's seemingly an interest of him to play with his brothers, although nobody's really come out, Quinn has not come out and made that definitive statement, which I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But it seems like that's something they have an interest in doing. I guess we'll see over time. But for right now, it's been a struggle. You saw Vegas. What did you see from them the other night?
I'll tell you what I saw from Vegas the other night is a team that has won, a winning team, a Stanley Cup winning team, Cup winning pedigree. Whereas the game got tighter, they kept finding solutions. And Chicago played them skate to skate, head to head, stick to stick, by the way. Spencer Knight was incredible. Carter Hart made his debut. I thought as the game went along,
what did you think of Carter Hart?
I was impressed with him. Aside from the one where
he went in 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah. At the NHL level.
That was beyond impressive in how well he played, and certainly the overtime was one of the best overtimes I've seen.
Yeah.
Carter Hart made about 8 saves in that overtime, and Spencer Knight made huge ones at the other end.
Crazy.
And then the shootout. But I see a winning pedigree still in place for Vegas. Just how they defend at the right time, how they attack going off the cycle. They're not a burner. They're not a super fast team outside of Shea Theodore, let's say. But some of the other guys, that young guy Bowman impressed me.
Yeah, he ended up with a big goal.
He had a big goal. So
I
still think Vegas is still in among the Stanley Cup contending teams. And they're going to be stabilized by Carter Hart over time.
I think they probably miss Pietrangelo a little bit.
I talked to
How do you
come back.
not?
Are we leaving?
You can come back.
I love you. Give me a dap.
All right, there you go.
It's funny you said that because Leaves and I asked Coach Cassidy about that in our pregame meeting with Coach Cassidy, and he said, make no mistake about it. It's different without him here. They do see him at the practice rink from time to time because evidently all of his kids are playing minor hockey in Vegas, but they do miss him. And he echoed
his presence.
He's a presence.
He's a big,
absolutely.
For me, he's a Hall of Famer.
For sure.
So you're going to miss him.
For sure.
Hopefully Alex is doing okay. Obviously, health issue had to step away from hockey.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Winnipeg Jets and the Buffalo Sabres. Second time they're meeting this week. They played in Buffalo. It was really good for the Sabres. See, Norris got back in there, got a couple of goals. Good for him. We're happy to see him back. And it wasn't good for the Jets, who decided to have a players-only meeting afterwards. Now, they have won a game since then, but it's weird when two teams play that are not in the same conference, right? They're only going to play twice this year. They played twice in 4 days, and there was some, it didn't go well for the Jets. I imagine the Jets will be focused on the task at hand tonight.
I would imagine they would be. Same thing with Winnipeg, where they have so many good pieces. They're such a good team. I still say they're a contender, although they need to get deeper.
Well, they're missing their goalie.
Of course.
Right now, he's hurt.
Of course. But they need to get deeper in the postseason. But the one worry for me with them, E.J, one worry with their group, is when the games get tight, can they deliver?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Yeah.
That's my one thing.
Yeah.
Because I love the way the team's put together. I love the elements. But it's just at the right time. You just asked me about Vegas. At the right time, they can make the play.
Can do it, yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
I
so that's my one thing that I want to see with the Winnipeg Jets. And on the other end of it, for Buffalo, got to be some traction.
Yeah. They win 2, they lose 2.
They just get you. They're almost there, then they're not. But I go back to that game last week that you touched on, that same 5-0 game. Lost in all of that was Tage Thompson on his birth certificate. Rage Thompson, I call him.
Yeah.
That fight that he had. I didn't know that he had that in him.
Yeah.
And he had that huge fight. That should have electrified everybody on the team, and it didn't jolt anybody in their group.
Yeah.
That to me would be very worrisome.
Yeah, they
That'd be worrisome.
They won 2 in a row. They went into Philly and they scored early in the game, and then it got away from them with some bad bounces. There was, I thought, a really bad challenge by Lindy Ruff that led to another power play goal. Philadelphia got the lead. They ended up winning 5-2. So it's back to square one.
Yeah.
But they've got to if they're going to make the playoffs. Like all these teams, you got to stack some wins at some point, and that's the thing. Like now we have the Dallas Stars. They're good at stacking wins.
Absolutely.
And they're back at home tonight. They just stacked one the other day against the Devils. They're at home tonight against the San Jose Sharks. Sharks coming off a beatdown where they got beat up pretty good by the Washington Capitals the other night. So they're looking to bounce back as they head out on the road. And I love watching the Sharks this year because I get to watch Celebrini, get to watch Smith, some of the other good young players. Escarf and goals have been good to watch. But they're going to have their hands full tonight with the Stars.
They do have their hands full with the Stars. Dallas Stars have been rolling. San Jose, really fun to watch. At least they're taking some strides this year, which I love seeing. They're entertaining, high-skilled. On the other end for Dallas, they're doing it in different ways with their group. You mentioned that game here against the Devils. Jake Ottinger stole that game.
Yeah.
That 3-0 win or whatever they had up the road to the Prue. Jake Ottinger was excellent in that game.
Yes, he did.
Very, very good. He snuffed out every chance that they had. But the Dallas Stars are very much like, maybe we'll save it for the other segment.
All right.
Curious to see what happens with Dallas if their roster looks the same.
Yeah,
save it for the other segment.
We can save it. You might have some other information there. Let's move on to the Mammoth and the Canucks because, I was wondering, look at the Mammoth.
Yeah.
There it is, the Mammoth!
Nice.
I love that sound.
Me too.
That's awesome. But listen, they started off and they were roaring with that sound.
We said that.
And then all of a sudden they got a little meek.
Yeah, and mild.
And so, even
lost
with
a couple tusks.
even with these numbers, right? They had a 7-0 win in there, so that elevates some of those numbers. Look at that power play; it's putrid.
Yeah,
8.6%. So we were wondering the other day. I was here with Pat Maroon the other day, and I was saying, that the Mammoth, they lost to San Jose. They were getting ready to play Anaheim, and I'm like, is the San Jose and Anaheim moving past the Mammoth now? Because as far as young teams, and you know what? The Mammoth responded. They won 7-0. Now they got Vancouver tonight. The Canucks are dead last in the National Hockey League. Got to win tonight. You got to start stacking those wins again. Where are you on the Mammoth? Can they get moving in the right direction?
Listen, we had a couple other games here on the NHL Network Showcase games.
They're in a playoff spot right now.
They're in a spot, yes. Can they? Yes. Do they have the talent? Yes. Of course, I would also preface this by saying condolences to the Keller family.
Oh, it's
of course, in the passing
so
of
sad.
their dad. So sad. I can't imagine what that would be like.
Yeah.
God bless them. But in the bigger picture for their team, when the Mammoth are really good, they're attacking the heart of the ice.
I agree.
Attacking.
Yeah.
And when they're not up to their snuff, there's a lot of stop-ups and pull-ups and curl-ups.
When it gets hard.
When it gets hard, they start peeling.
When it gets hard, can you still get there?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know with their group.
Yeah.
That's the key. Because when you watch them on tape, EJ, when they're going. They're carving up the middle of the ice.
Fun to watch.
Yeah. So that's an adjustment that ultimately they have to decide within the group is, hey, fellas, do we want to play this way? And if they do, look out.
And listen, there's no easy games. I will tell you right now.
Exactly.
I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
But if you're the Mammoth, take advantage of Vancouver. They've had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Struggle. Go in there, take advantage, and
start to
stack a few wins. That's it. So we'll see how that one goes tonight. And finally, we got the Caps and the Ducks out in Anaheim.
Biggie.
And, it's kind of both teams are coming off on the different side of things, right?
Yeah.
The Capitals just beat the daylights out of the Sharks 7-1. The Ducks, they lost 7-0 to the Mammoth the other night in Anaheim. So the Ducks, thank you. The Ducks will have to bounce back. The Capitals are looking to keep a good thing going. I mean, the Capitals right now have won 6 in a row. They're sitting in first place in the Metro Division now. Carolina's got a couple games in hand, but still they got a 2-point lead. They have more points than anybody in the Eastern Conference right now. They have kind of turned things around, and that's even without John Carlson, who did not play in the last game and looks like he will not play tonight. Capitals, Spencer Carberry's a really good coach. We were talking about John Cooper earlier.
Yeah.
The guys that are good coaches, good communicators, they understand where their team is at and where they need to get to, and they hold the guys accountable. And the Capitals have figured it out again.
I love what the Caps have done. I look at them as proof positive that you don't need a 12-year perpetual rebuild.
Yeah.
And a plan and a 9-year plan and all that. That's silly to me.
Yeah.
I love what the Caps have done. With that, since they've rediscovered playing to their form that they played at last year in this last stretch, that you pointed out, here's one constant. The goaltending's been great because Logan Thompson's been great.
Yeah.
And Lindgren comes in and plays well when he plays too.
Yep.
But in addition to that, watch the way Tom Wilson gets to the spots. Dylan Strome getting to the spot. The youngster Leonard. How good has he been?
Ryan Leonard had a beautiful
How good
goal
has he
the
been,
other
Each?
night, and he's getting his game together now, so
Those guys getting this.
Yeah.
Look at the tape.
yeah,
Look at where these guys are going.
yeah.
And it's almost like it's become infectious for them again, where they had that great vibe last year. They've rediscovered it and speaking to people in their group, and I'm impressed to see it.
How about the Anaheim Ducks? Goaltending is an issue right now. Dostal is out, and Husso has come in. He's not played very well. I mean, Mrazek has been out of the picture too. I mean, this is not good.
That's not going to get it done. They certainly need more out of those guys, and they're veterans. I mean, Peter Mrazek's played in the league a long time. He's had a good
But
career.
Mrazek has been out, so
Exactly, but I'm
he's
just
on
saying.
IR, so
But point is, this season, even the season for Mrazek, it hasn't fully been on his level. I think he's battling that current injury, but even prior to that, he may have been playing through something. Is what I'm trying to say. In addition, hey, this is a good opportunity for Husso.
Yeah.
Husso's getting an opportunity again at the NHL level, and you got to take advantage when you get the opportunity. And he has experience and he has skill. He's got talent, so he's got to raise his game here.
I'm just looking at the Ducks because they're into their fourth goalie now, right?
Yeah.
And this Vladislav Buyete?
Nice.
I can't listen. Don't say
Good job,
nice.
good
I
job.
just killed the guy's name.
I still for the effort.
On national
Can I give you
television.
A for an effort?
Killed the guy's name.
I can give you A
but
for effort.
that's where they're at.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not good.
It's tough, man. It's not good because you're now chasing. Here's the thing. You've got all of that offense now that's playing well.
Yeah.
Leo Carlson becoming a star, maybe superstar. Mason McTavish. All these guys, Troy Terry's still hitting. All these guys are hitting. Kreider's been a good fit. Gauthier. All these guys are playing
What
well.
drains you more than anything else?
That's the challenge.
Weekes, you're a goalie.
That's the challenge, EJ.
What was the look that you'd get from your teammates when, I'll give you one of these, like, the stink guy, yeah.
That's what guys do when you're not stopping the pill.
Yeah, exactly.
The biscuit.
So we'll see what happens. But Husso, you're right. He's getting another opportunity.
Getting an opportunity,
at
man.
this level.
Got to make the most of it.
Got to make the most of it.
Got to make the most of it.
We'll see what happens there.
Got the skill.
And hopefully Dostal will get back soon because he was very good.
Very good for them.
He was healthy.
I like Dostal a lot.
All right. So, hey, 5 games.
Yeah.
Good night of hockey. You can settle in. You got
good
games,
slate.
Different starting points. You can catch a little of everything. When we come back, we're going to play a little bubble hockey.
Fun.
I like bubble hockey.
Love it.
You know what? Canada, they got all these choices up front for the Olympic team. We'll discuss some of the choices they have to make. That's next on First Shift. Oh, yes. A little bubble hockey, Olympic edition, and I like that.
Me too, I like that.
I like that. So we're gonna focus in on Canada's forwards today as we look at this is, to me, when I look at their team, this is where they have the hardest decisions because, the goaltending thing we've talked about, they've got some challenges. I think they kind of know what they want to do there. But up front, here's the preliminary roster. So they named 6 guys. 5 of them are forwards. And good ones. Crosby, McKinnon, McDavid, Point, Reinhart. Now, Braden Point's injured, and he has really underachieved this year. So I dare say, I think it would be a conversation if he was not already named to the team, if he might get moved out of the mix. But he's on the team. So be that as it may, I think we saw that last year with Adam Fox, who struggled, but he had already been named to Team USA for the Four Nations face-off. So we got 9 other spots here. When you think about it, I mean, we talk about, oh, this guy's on the team, that guy's on the team. Well, there's only 9 spots that you can fill outside, for 9 forward spots. And you can see here the goal leaders among Canadian-born players. And look at Morgan Geekie.
It's impressive.
Sneaking in there.
Yeah.
Only 1 behind Nathan McKinnon. Last time I checked, Canadian citizen.
Yeah.
But we never hear his name. Now, I mean, I think it's a long shot for him to be part of this mix, just because the body of work, he's been really good over the last, I'll say 9-10 months, going back to last season. But I think for those guys in that room, I'd be surprised if they were to add him to the list. What do you make of these choices they have?
He's certainly, everybody on that board that weren't the locks,
Yeah.
and Sid and McKinnon. But he's certainly making a case. He's making a case. Go ahead. Make sure to record this. Sneaky, cheeky Morgan Geekie. Get the shirts ready in Boston. Sneaky, cheeky Morgan Geekie. Fire them up, and I want my cut.
I was going to say,
I want my cut.
You are expecting your cut.
I
Now,
want
you might
my
want
cut.
to check in with the trademark people.
I have to.
You probably should have done that first.
I should have.
Because right now,
it's the holiday season.
while you're talking, somebody is on the phone.
That's right.
Getting that trademark.
But they should be on the phone, maybe trademarking him on the team.
Well,
Look at the numbers.
He could shoot the puck. I mean, look at this, hardest shot.
Look at the like these numbers are pretty indisputable.
103 miles an
Not to
hour.
mention, he's led the league in goals
Yeah.
over the last 9 months,
Yeah,
man.
since January 1st, I think he's right at or near the very top. Since January, the calendar year, we switched to 2025.
So you're plugging somebody in, they'd be plugging in somebody that is already lighting lamps.
Yeah.
And by the way, still lighting them in the absence of David Pastrnak.
Correct.
Which is-
more impressive. Yeah. He's been a leader there, too.
He has been. I would make a strong case for him to be on the squad.
I know nobody's going to believe this
What's that?
because, whenever you toot your own horn about
Yeah.
something, nobody ever have to go dig through the archives. But I remember when he showed up in Carolina, and it was right around the time of the pandemic,
Yeah.
right? I thought he was a pretty good player.
Yeah.
I don't know why Carolina, they let him go. He ends up in the expansion. He ends up in Seattle, and now he's in Boston. But listen, he's having a great season. But I just think there's only 9 spots left. I mean, you go through it. I mean, like Celebrini's on the team for
On the
me.
team.
Bedard has worked his way on the team.
Should be on the team.
Like Scheifele is on the team for me, I would think. You got Tom Wilson.
Should
He's
be
on the team for me. Mitch Marner hasn't been an unbelievable year in Vegas so far, but like he was a key part of their team.
He was.
That won the Four Nations. I believe he was the guy who had the assist
Yep.
to McDavid in overtime. So you think he's going to be on it now? Hagel, I think, has earned his way on it.
Totally.
Sorelli, I mean, John Cooper's
Loves
guy,
him.
he might be part. I mean, like,
Yeah.
we have a lot of names here, and then you think of somebody like Bo Horvat, who saw him last
great.
night for
You
the
saw him.
Islanders.
Yeah.
Scored. He has a great shot. He scored again last night.
Good face-off, man.
That's the thing.
Good
Now,
face-off, man.
do you overthink it? Because you have Crosby, who's a good face-off guy, but
Sure.
Bo Horvat has won, I think he's won the 3rd most face-offs in the league, and he's got a high percentage in face-offs, and he could snap it.
You can.
And he can play at pace, because I think the 2 guys you look at for that role, if indeed you want to create that role, is Tavares and Horvat.
Yeah.
And so one, but not the other kind of. And John Tavares, I think, is just playing great
Yeah, he is.
for the Toronto Maple Leafs this year, even as he gets longer into his career. You can see here, most faceoffs won this season. Now, Dylan Larkin's on Team USA.
Yes, he is.
You might have somebody to match up against him.
Eriksson Ek, too,
Eriksson Ek's
Sweden.
going to be in that tournament, right?
Yeah, Nico Hischier.
Hischier's going to be in that tournament.
Switzerland.
Pedersen's going to be. And,
Yeah.
you're going to could come down to a key D-zone draw, key offensive zone draw. Again, these guys, we overthink it. I'm sure they are probably going to overthink it as well, but these are all the things. So when you bring up someone like Geekie, where's the spot?
Well, see, this is, I love us even having this discussion. Everybody is going to have some of their biases in terms of some of their favorites or somebody they had in junior, they coached in college.
Of course.
At the program or these different things or their NHL
Suzuki,
team.
I didn't even mention him.
And I love Suzuki's game, by the way. But the challenge is you still also have to be very objective.
Yeah.
Because the objective is to win.
To win.
So it's not just, hey, this is my guy, take care of my guy. Oh, I don't like that guy, this guy, I'm not sure. Like they got to go into this with a real open mind and an open heart, open ears to listen. And chief, we talked about all these players for the skaters. I've said it for 2 years prior to the Four Nations last year. Same thing with Logan Thompson. It's the exact same thing. Yeah. He's been the best Canadian-born goalie in the league, going back to last year.
Yeah.
So you have to be very objective when they go through this.
There's less options in that role.
Of course.
So,
of course.
He's going to get more of a look. One other guy.
But you know what I mean.
One other guy.
The spirit of it.
Didn't mention, Brad Marchand.
Oh.
Like, he's on the team for me.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
he's played really well
Absolutely.
this year.
Archie's on the squad.
Yeah. So, I know one of the coaches for Team Canada, I had a brief conversation with him, and he said to me, he goes, and I brought up one of the younger guys.
Yeah.
And he goes, remember, E.J., it's a men's tournament. Mm. And so that right away I was like, oh.
Kind of a qualifier.
Just remember, just when you're talking about Schaefer and Bedard and Celebrini, just remember, it's a men's tournament. So that's something they're considering as well. We'll see. I'll be very curious to see.
And my point, remember, they play in a men's league called the National.
That's a great point by you, Weekes.
And they're doing pretty well, Coach.
Pretty well. Pretty well.
Yes.
So
yes.
It'll be interesting to see when these all get, right around January 1st, I guess, they all get announced. So
absolutely.
Team USA and Team Canada in particular. Mm-hmm. When we come back, we're going to take a trip. We're going to take a trip to Weekes' World.
Okay, let's go.
I'm bringing that in from the weekend.
I love it.
Part of the showcase. Now we're bringing it in here. Weekes' World. We're going to talk about some of these goalies who are dinged up. Ooh. I'm worried, Weekes. Weekes' World is next on First Shift. Oh, yes. Little Weekes' World. We like that animation. We bring it in on the weekends for the NHL Network Showcase games. You're here. We figured we'd take advantage of it. Let's start. Goalie injuries. This is problematic this year now because, I mean, you look, Toronto Maple Leafs, Joe Woll goes out. They already have, Stolarz is hurt. And here it is from David Alter. With Woll hurt, Berube has asked if there's anything new on Stolarz since the last couple of days when he hadn't skated, or if he has skated, and Berube just said in typical Chief fashion, no, he's not skated. So, I mean, Toronto's just one team, but that's they go to Hildeby now, and I mean, I don't know. Hildeby is not showing us at this level that he can be a consistently good goaltender, but there's a lot of injury issues for goalies around the league.
A lot of injuries around the National, and this is why in any year it's so demanding on the body for goalies, but certainly in an Olympic year, it is even more so based on the compressed schedule, and it's an unforgiving schedule. The National Hockey League is a grind. It is a battle of attrition on the best of years. You factor in an Olympic year with limited recovery, limited time in between games. You can't always have as many time for treatments and regeneration and recuperation and all that stuff. And here we go. And oh, by the way, same thing can be said up in Winnipeg, EJ.
Yeah.
Connor Hellebuck, 3-time Vezina Trophy winner. He's out. You just mentioned Anaheim earlier in the show.
That's right. They got a bunch of problems.
Now they're into their fourth guy.
Yep.
And Dostal has played very well for them, but he's out with injury. So the injury bug is certainly biting a lot of teams in the crease around the National this season, for sure. It's been a big factor.
Yeah, and
Jonathan Quick out here in New York.
Right, exactly. Brandon Bucci has come in and played very well.
He's played
Carolina.
very well.
They picked him up on waivers from Florida. And so they're fortunate, and they're running with three guys now. Maybe that's going to be the thing. You're going to have to carry those three guys all the time. We'll see.
Yeah.
But some tough goalie news around the league.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this, because you're always plugged in. You're always on the phone. I don't know who the hell you're talking to most of the time. It could be anybody.
A lot of times you.
Well, on occasion, yes, that's true. What's going on trade market wise? We're coming up here, we're into December now. What are you hearing?
Okay, so this trade market, this makes for
Don't hold back.
No, I won't. This makes for a very interesting trade market. Fans, you want the juice? Here are some of the factors. Number one, it's an Olympic year. Number two, it's an Olympic year, which kind of complicates things. Number three, here's another thing, is with this new CBA in place, the difference, the revision around the salary cap in the postseason, the playoffs. What can you carry?
That's right. Because if guys are completely out and they're never coming back, then you can take on the full weight.
Absolutely.
But case like Florida, Barkov, they think he's going to come back at some point late in the year or in the playoffs. So it's not like it was last year, for example, for Bill Zito, right, when he could add somebody like Jones and Marchand.
That's right.
Just because those other guys were out.
Exactly. They had that flexibility to do it. Had they had that flexibility right now, cue Nazem Kadri. Get him out of Calgary, get him on a plane down to South Florida. Obviously, Calgary's taking a lot of calls on Nazem Kadri. The Panthers wouldn't be the only team that are interested. Of course, all the other teams, Montreal, I can kind of go down the list of interested party in Nazem Kadri's services. But the Calgary Flames in general, I'll stay with them to kind of pivot. Rasmus Andersson, another name that's getting a lot of traction in the marketplace. Teams looking for a defenseman. He's skilled. He can kind of play in any situation. Right shot guy. He's the apple of a lot of people's eye. A team to keep an eye on are the Buffalo Sabres. What are they doing in net? I don't know. Who knows? Do they know? Yeah. Do they have a defined plan? But UPL, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, is a name that's getting a lot of attention. He's drawn a lot of attention. Can they afford to move on from him and then just go young?
Yeah, they have Ellis. They have Lyon.
You have Lyon. You have Devin Levi down in Rochester, right? So could they make a move there? Will Alex Tuch re-sign there? Can they afford to re-sign Alex Tuch? Western New York native. Sabres were his favorite team.
Seemed like he wants to be there.
He wants to be there, but he could be very juicy in the marketplace should he get there, and he'll have a strong market. Here's another guy in Buffalo, Tage Thompson.
Wow.
He made it known that he wants to see some improvement in the group. Has there been any improvement in the group yet? Really? Both him and Rasmus Dahlin had said that before. Tage Thompson, if I'm another team, and I know a couple teams that I've spoken to, are circling him and watching him very intently to see where that goes. Each. Here's the thing now. We start looking, what are the prices going to be?
Yeah.
What are the prices? That's
I would think it's going to be a seller's market because there's only a few sellers.
There's only a few sellers.
Everybody's tight to the mix here.
That's right. So the prices are going to be higher. That's why, so Vancouver Canucks taking a lot of calls.
Yeah.
On the likes of Evander Kane. They want to hold on to Garland.
Yeah.
But Evander Kane, Kiefer Sherwood's drawing huge interest for them. So they're taking a lot of calls. Curious to see where that goes.
Yeah, interesting. All right, before we go, we're coming to the end of the show. We had a goalie goal in the Western Hockey League. Love there for Xavier Wendt.
I love this. Xavier went for it.
Yeah, he did.
Xavier went.
He had a 3-0 lead.
Went for it with 3. Hey, this is everything.
But
why not?
But that's the time.
Absolutely.
Right?
Why not?
Picked it off the wall nice.
That was really sweet, man.
That
Playing
was
up in the dub.
distance.
Long distance. That's Carey Price's old team and Ole Kolzig's old team. Tri-City Americans. So that a boy went.
All right.
Good stuff.
Xavier Wendt.
And the shutout.
We are out of time.
Where are we going?
Tune into the NHL Network Showcase this weekend, Sunday afternoon. See ya.
Changed.